Yo, what's going on, guys? Bush back at it with another video, here to cover a wild story that's been going on in the midst of one of the biggest PC game releases of the year. That is what Schedule 1 has turned into. This is a game that so many of my buddies are playing it. I have not jumped into it myself. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm a washed up old man, and the idea of playing games with a keyboard and mouse, not something I really want to do. I do know that Schedule 1 is gonna be getting controller support, and when that does happen, I'll probably jump into the game. I already own the game, and I'm sure, when the time comes, I will play it. Right now, Schedule 1 has 86,000 Steam user reviews, 98% positive reviews. As I'm recording this video, 170,000 concurrent players. I believe I saw that number up to like around the 300,000 range at some point. It's a game that to me came out of nowhere. I know that some people were aware of it coming out. Honestly, I had no clue that this game was coming out, and then it came out and I was like, wait a second, why does it have so much buzz? And then that buzz kind of just snowballed and snowballed, and now it's one of the biggest games on PC. However, whenever a game gets this much notoriety, you know some things go awry, and they actually had an investigation come underway from the creators of Drug Dealer Simulator, or the publishers of Drug Dealer Simulators, I should say. An investigation, not a lawsuit. I think that's getting lost a little bit. And the investigation came from assessing the similarities between Schedule 1 and, yes, Drug Dealer Simulator. Now, Movie Game Studio, who is the publisher of Drug Dealer Simulator, has put out a statement. Dear gamers, we'd like to address your Schedule 1 Drug Dealer Simulator publication and share some facts regarding the situation. There is no lawsuit. Yes, there is no lawsuit yet. There is an investigation to assess the similarities between Drug Dealer Simulator and Schedule 1. It is not our intention to prevent TVGS from selling or developing their game. TVGS is the developer of Schedule 1. There is an investigation into the nature of similarities between the games, since preliminary legal analysis indicated that there might have been an infringement. The analysis and investigation were necessary in the light of repeating opinions that the games are very similar. By not investigating it, Movie Games, being a publicly trading company, could face severe consequences for negligence. Honestly, I get where a lot of people are coming from. And I feel like, me covering the Pal World versus Nintendo saga will definitely make my audience lean a certain way. They'll immediately see, this game publisher is coming after this person that put out Schedule 1, and Schedule 1 is that big game that everybody's playing and enjoying, and great. They're immediately going to think that this is some sort of legal action that is already being taken. There is no legal action right now. If it gets to legal action, which Nintendo is taking legal action against Pocket Pair, then we can talk about it. But given that they're a publicly traded company, given that there's going to be some points of contention from investors, they wouldn't be doing their due diligence if they didn't say there was an investigation that was underway. Will this investigation lead to anything? Absolutely not. It can't lead to anything. It shouldn't lead to anything. And if it does lead to them discovering anything, then we can clown on them. But at this point, them saying that there's an investigation on the basis that there are some similarities, I'm not going to take that too seriously. And they continued by saying the analysis and investigation were necessary in the light of repeating opinions again that the games are very similar. The above was communicated only via ESPI, a stock market communication system. And there you go again. It's related to their investors, a stock market communication system where just saying things like, oh, we're investigating things, because that is a reflection of something that could happen in the future. If their rights were infringed, and this would be a case study of them not doing anything about it, then in the future, this situation could be brought up, etc., etc. It just shows that if a situation like this arises, they will at least take action. Can they do anything about this specific situation? No, but it can lead to, in the future, if something happens, they're essentially just protecting themselves and showing that they're gonna do what they can to protect their rights when possible. In this situation, it's not possible, but just assessing whether or not it's possible and saying, hey, we're gonna assess it, I don't think that's a big problem. If Nintendo came out and said, hey, we're gonna assess if we can do anything about Palworld, and that was it. It's just an assessment. It's not actual legal action. I don't think that's a big deal. You should assess every situation. There's no wrong in assessing, just saying, hey, we're gonna assess this situation. We'll get back to you on it, and then take the L because there's nothing you can do about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But, you know, obviously people are going to push the cart before the horse, and I'm certainly guilty of doing that as well, especially when it comes to the Palworld Pocket. I mean, this situation was very much one of the biggest stories of the last year, where you're talking about legal action being taken against a new company that created a very hot game, and in this case, Schedule 1, still an early access title done by one person, I believe. You know, it's certainly something that I think I can totally empathize with why people would find it being incredibly alarming, and then, you know, direct comparisons being made about Drug Dealer Simulator versus Schedule 1. Like, yeah, Schedule 1 is generally the far better received game, but I think you're just missing the story here, where it's just an assessment. But I'll continue. Where we are obligated to publish such information for full transparency. Not publishing it would also be a case of negligence. From there, it was picked up by the media and in some cases wrongly reported as a lawsuit. The above is handled only by Movie Games, the publisher, not Byte Runners, the developer of Drug Dealer Simulator. And also, I even said that the developer handled the lawsuit. It's the publisher. The developer has nothing to do with it. The publisher is the one. And remember, the publisher is the one where the finances really matter to them, and they have to show that they'll take a course of action to satisfy investors as well. You have to at least empathize with them to a little bit. If they go forward with a lawsuit, yeah, at that point we can clown on them, but just an assessment I don't think is the end of the world. The above is handled only by Movie Games, and again, the publisher, not Byte Runners. There is no ill will towards TVGS. We have even emailed them best wishes shortly before the release, when the game was already huge, but before the investigation was deemed necessary. However, we are obligated to perform this investigation, act accordingly to the scope of the infringement if it's confirmed, and inform the public about it via ESPI. Best wishes, Movie Games. And certainly, some of this stems from Drug Dealer Simulator now having 2,300 Steam user recent reviews. 9% of those reviews are positive for an overwhelmingly negative reception. Bear in mind, to leave a Steam review, you have to own the game, so these are people that own the game. Drug Dealer Simulator is a game that, you know, a lot of people do have, and they're getting completely clowned in the community section as well. Now they've put out a statement on the Steam community page as well, so that's good, but yeah, quite the story here with Drug Dealer Simulator versus Schedule 1. However, there's really nothing crazy going on. If this evolves into a lawsuit, certainly we can talk about it, but an assessment being handled by the publisher, I get it. A lot of people are scarred by Palworld versus Nintendo, and I am as well, but there's a literal, legit lawsuit and a pretty ridiculous lawsuit attached to that. There's no lawsuit here. An assessment of the situation, I think, is fine. You come back, you take the L, you move on, but showing that in a situation like this where the waters can be murky, and even in the Palworld Nintendo situation, the waters can be a little bit murky there. If Nintendo came out and say, hey, we're gonna do an assessment and we're gonna see if we can do anything about it, and then just take the L and move on with your life, okay, I don't see any problem with that. And if that's what this situation is, which is what it looks like it's going to be, I don't think there's a big issue with that either. So that'll do it for me. Again, I wouldn't worry too much about Schedule 1. The game's a juggernaut. I'm certainly going to play it at some point. But, you know me, I gotta wait for that controller support. But hopefully people will ease up on Drug Dealer Simulator a little bit. It's not the development studio's intention either for this either. But, again, that'll do it for me. And if this story evolves, if it turns out to be a lawsuit, obviously I will let you guys know. But that has not happened at this stage of the game. Again, that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.